Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Yes, Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth. I am your girl, Merideth.
And I'm Jennifer.
Oh, I like that little dramatic appeal there. And I am...
I contemplated on saying I am Grit.
Oh, yeah, you are definitely the Grit Mama. Definitely. No, thanks so much for listening, guys. You are on, of course, Lone Star Community Radio 104.5, Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Every Saturday morning, you can catch us here from 8 to 9, sharing about our lives. And yes, Grit and Grace, you can imagine. Yeah, we've got the Grit, Miss Jennifer. Sometimes they call me a little bit of Grace, but I think we can definitely mix it up between the two. I know my mama bear gets a little gritty sometimes, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So, yeah, we've got so much going on this week, or I've had so much going on this week.
If they could be privy to personal conversations,
Oh,
they
good.
would know that sometimes I am Grace and you are definitely Grit.
And we'll leave.
I think we balance each other.
Yes, we do. That is always the case. I tell you, she brings out a lot of the grit when I'm having too much grace, if you know what I'm saying. So that being said, we love to, of course, spotlight a lot of great leaders, events, organizations going on. And today, as always, we're bringing the greatness. We've got social media guru Adriana with one in here. So cannot wait to get schooled by her, because I'm sure if y'all check us out on social media, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got YouTube. But guess what? Oh, and we got Instagram, my bad. But I know we need to be doing better. So we're going to get schooled and cannot wait to hear about that. But before we get to that kind of fun, let's talk about our week. Mama, did you have a good one?
Yeah, pretty good. My daughter's sick.
Oh.
She's got yucky strep, but
Oh, strep is not fun.
yes, but that's what you get when you work in a daycare.
Oh, yeah, you are subjected to a lot there.
Anyway, she asked Mama for some chicken and dumplings, so I'm going to make them after the show today and take them to her.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, technically, my tonsils are out, but I'll take some chicken and dumplings. So if there's something you can't fit in the bowl, just know I can be there.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood. Yeah. Honey's looking forward to the chicken and dumplings, too.
I cannot wait, because it would be very ladylike to share. Okay. Well, I hope you feel better, Miss V. Definitely, because
Right.
I know that's not fun. Yeah, I used to get strep a lot and got the tonsils out and a lot better now. So I hope that, of course, it would be painful, I think, at her age if she ever had to go through it. Because I hear the older you get, the more painful when you get your tonsils out. Yay? Nay? Have you heard that?
I don't really know anything about tonsils,
Oh.
except I still have mine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, see, I also think of her as my encyclopedia. I like to go to Jen for a little bit of everything. I'll hit her up with all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I guess,
Yeah, I've never really had to deal with those issues with myself or with my kids, so
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know.
Well, that's a good thing, right? Yeah, I know.
I'm knocking on some wood over here.
Knock on it, Mama. Yeah. So that being said, I thought outside of the sickness, everything else was good for the week.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
Easy peasy. Nothing.
I'm
too...
almost done with school supply shopping.
Oh yes. Oh, that is.
I'm never, ever, ever buying school supplies like this again. Ever.
What do you mean? You have to do it.
I'd buy it off the list,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
well, I told my mom I'm buying the prepackaged
oh
things
yeah.
from the school from now on.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
I'm not going to the store both of my kids are left-handed.
Oh, well, cool.
And,
That is really cool that both of them. That is just
Yes.
so awesome. Awesome lefties.
well, their dad is left-handed, so.
I know, but still for it to be
for
passed
both
on.
of them. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
both of
that's
them are
cool.
left-handed. Anyway, in elementary school, it's very hard to find left-handed scissors anyway.
Yeah.
But especially for elementary school age kids, which, my son is going into second grade, and it's really hard to find. So I see stuff that he's cut out and brought home, and I'm like, good Lord, how is this child, But then I stop and think, and I'm like, well, his scissors are backwards.
Yeah.
Because he's very, very left-handed. So I don't even know if he can try to use them with his right hand. So
Right.
anyway, very excited. I found true lefty scissors for elementary, the little 5-inch scissors. So I was very excited. He was very excited when I showed him. I said, now you'll be able to cut a straight line.
That is so awesome. I laugh because I cannot cut a straight line. I'm right-handed and I use the right-handed scissors. And
Maybe you need to try the left-handed scissors.
Maybe I too. My daddy was a left-handed.
Anyway, I don't know.
So.
It's
no, where'd you
it's
get
the
them?
little things.
And no, that's an
At
awesome,
Walmart.
At Walmart. Okay, I was gonna say you want to.
They charge you almost $1 more,
Yeah.
for left-handed scissors. So they are discriminating against my little left-handed children. But you know what? Hopefully it'll help his cutting skills.
That is so cute. Yeah. Well, and I'm just so glad you could find it locally without having to like go online and, wait a week.
No,
before
and it
something.
was just, he still has his scissors from first grade and kindergarten. And so I was like, well, we're just going to reuse one of those. And I was looking for something else, and it just caught my eye, the true lefty. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's left-handed scissors. I'm buying them.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah,
Oh,
so it was just a fluke that I found them.
All right, listeners, you heard it here. Walmart has some true lefty scissors. So if you've got some lefties in the house going to school, or frankly, even just you want an extra pair for some of your lefties, go to Walmart. It's so easy. Yay. Thank you, Jen. That's an awesome tip. Well, yeah, my week was pretty good. I mean, again, getting ready for the back to school, and Jack's dad, he takes care of the school supplies, but I totally feel you because going through the list versus buying the prepackaged pack, there's definitely some it makes it an easy button for you. Probably a little pricier, but at the same time, I don't think it is. Like, I've heard someone say it's pretty much the same thing.
I would say it's probably pretty comparable, especially whenever you're looking for like certain colored folders or certain color spirals.
Right. No, I can only imagine. Like, that's what, well, and of course, I was super blessed that got taken care of, but we'll get to some of the back to school shopping here because we've got, like I said, so much coming up, and we get all excited. We start gabbing, and I need to watch the clock. Yes, I'm going to get to that weather, mama. All right. So as you can imagine, it's going to be hot today. Right now, enjoy it. 78 degrees outside. Okay. That's just going to be temporary because it's going to get up to 95 degrees. Not too bad, but it will feel like triple digit heat. So you always, like we suggest, keep an eye on your pets. Any of the older people in the community or any of your older family members, check in on them, right?
Yes. And I heard we are under a heat advisory today.
That is the case. And so you want to make sure, of course, check in on those people. But also, if you're going to be outside, try to get it all done before 11 o'clock. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you're really smart, you want to do your yard, put our app on. You can listen to us while you're cutting the lawn. That's all good. But more than anything, just be safe. Tonight, it's still going to feel a little bit cooler, but it's 77 with the sun down. Oh, good night. We're almost through it, though, guys. August. We're almost there.
Like 2 more months.
Well, yeah, but if we get through August, remember, that's the worst of it. Or, it is always changing because I hear the hurricane season is going to be something this year, too. So we'll find out for sure. But that being said, traffic, pretty light right now. I love Google Maps, by the way.
Yes.
I love you, Google Maps. I love you. I need to call you something else. You need a name. But that being all the green everywhere.
Awesome.
So we're good, which is good to know because at 8:10 on a Saturday morning, it would be a nightmare if things were starting off a little rough, right?
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah. So as far as events going on in our area, first, I want to kick it off with the news because I found this really cool news bite, which, I say news bite, more or less, I want to share with you. Now, everybody's heard about Amazon building, and having these warehouses for all the distribution, but it is up and coming. Now, we've been hearing it. It's coming. They've been doing everything because they have been, I think, really preparing since July, but they are officially open. So 800 employees now, but listen, they're going to want up to 2,500. So want all our listeners to know, keep an eye out. If you've got anyone looking for a good gig with Amazon, they're going to be hiring a variety of people that need help at the distribution center. They are looking to add
fulfillment center.
Oh, fulfillment center.
Yes.
That and it's right there off of I-45 in the Beltway, which is super convenient when you think of, we're in Conroe, Montgomery area. So if you've got anyone that's on the lookout for a new gig, tell them to check out everything going on there and see where maybe, I don't know how quickly they're going to be ramping up, but I imagine with the holiday season, it's not going to be too far away, right?
I would think it should be pretty quick.
And they're even opening a second location in Katy, which is under construction
awesome.
still. So that's going to be, soon to come, but just get the word out because if you've got anyone looking for a job, we definitely want you to check it out. Right?
That's right.
So other stuff going on this weekend, like we had said, tax-free, right?
Yes.
So did you did you get the supplies before the tax-free?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because
to me, it's not the 80 cents I may save. really is not worth it to me to fight the crowd for school supplies.
Yeah, and every year I'm the same way, but this year it just so happened that, my game plan was try to get a chunk of the stuff done this weekend and then next week fulfill, anything for the boy that we don't have done already, right? So we went to the Woodlands Mall and I was I was ready. I put on my tennis shoes after work. I took some Tylenol. I was like, "Ooh, Lord, be with me," because I know it's going to be crazy town. It wasn't too bad, but I did experience a little annoyance with some of these teenagers bopping around. Now, I'm back in the day, of course, in teenage time, you go to the mall and all that. But I swear, it was just like, I think I'm getting old because I'm looking around at these kids acting a fool and I'm like, I want to yell at them, but I know I already embarrassed my son on the daily, so I don't want to have to cause like a scene embarrassment.
Right.
Until we started leaving, and then I did have to say something to somebody because these kids were like in charge of the store, and you could tell we were leaving, like we were there till 10. Remember I called you?
Yes.
I was like, oh, good night. I forgot the time.
Yes.
Now we're leaving, and on the way out, now this is my assumption, of course, but it's like the kids were running the store, and at the end of the night, towards the 10 o'clock hour, they were jamming their music a little too loud and a little too profane, and I found it to be a little annoying, and I was just like, how are you going to let somebody have your business like that? Because who's going to go in the store when it's that loud,
Right.
And so that was the only thing. I just had a few whisper, but I contained my grit a little bit. You would have been proud. But I did,
I probably would have said, let them have it.
Well, yeah. Well, and I would have probably gone in and let him have it, but it wasn't worth my time to go in and be like, hey, turn it down so I can give you a lesson, which you don't care about.
Gotcha.
Right. So more or less, I was just like, I feel for that business owner because, more or less their storefront. I don't know who was in there, but I know it wasn't a parent spending some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that being said, I was really impressed with the crowds. Like it wasn't too bad, but my son,
But it was Friday night.
It was Friday night. So yeah, that's the one
Today
thing.
I think will be worse.
You think it's going to be crazy town? So, okay, word to the wise listeners, if you're going to do it, you're going to brave the action. Get out there to save those dollars on tax-free. Just remember your Tylenol and your patience and, just God be with you because it's going to be a rough one. If these kids are running around the mall, they're having fun, though. And, I remember those days. I used to do the same thing. What can I say? Yeah. All right. So that is going on the weekend. The tax free is actually you've got clothing, footwear, school supplies, backpacks. These are all exempt from the state sales tax. In fact, I think
some electronics I think are too, like laptops.
Yeah.
Tablets, stuff like that.
Cool. Now, you want to double check, of course, before
Yes.
you go out so you know the expectation, listeners. But also just remember, this is not just for the kids. This is a great opportunity for teachers and everyone out there. So just, be kind and courteous. You never know who's out there and what they're trying to, make sure they get for their supplies this year. And certainly, if you're just a savvy shopper and want to take part in saving a few cents, you can do it too. That's what's so great about this great tax-free weekend.
That's right.
And then, you love this next event coming up today, didn't you?
Yes, the Southern Fried Chicken Festival. Today from 4 to 10 p.m. at Levy Park. They're going to have a chicken wing eating contest.
Oh, wait, a what? I like how you said it. That's why I'm like, a what? Say it again, Mama.
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing eating. Chicken wing eating contest. All right.
A hot sauce competition. They're going to have live music and arts and crafts. They're going to have chefs from local restaurants and food trucks who will showcase their fried chicken favorites.
Oh, man, that does sound good.
So a portion of the festival proceeds will benefit the Keele Colon Cancer Foundation and the Houston Food Bank. Like I said, 4 to 10 p.m. We're a little confused on the price of the tickets to get in because it was such a wide range of prices. So anyway, check out their website.
Right.
southernfriedchickenfest.com for more information.
Yes, and it's going to be at Levy Park, which is in Houston. So definitely, of course, check your routes before you go. We don't see any huge lane closures like we had been mentioning in the weeks past. But as always, know your route, know your game plan.
Yes.
And if you're like us, you want to know the backup plan. We love those back roads.
That's right.
So, again, Google Maps will probably be your friend on that one, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then, of course, this next one, I got to give it to you because when I saw this event come up, I had no idea. So you tell listeners, because you were the one that was like totally on it.
Oh, yes. Tonight at the Smart Financial Center in Sugarland, Rod Stewart with special guest Cyndi Lauper. I love Cyndi Lauper.
You are so cute. I was so see, and that's the thing. We have known each other for a few years, but that's another great treat of having a show like this together because I learned these new things. And I got to tell you, Mama, I would never known that you were. When she saw Rod Stewart and Cyndi Lauper, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I want to go!" And I'm like, I never would.
Yeah, I like Rod Stewart, okay, but I would really want to go for Cyndi Lauper.
Okay.
When I was a little girl, actually, I loved her so much that I told my parents that I wanted my hair to look like hers.
Oh, that's totally in. That's in right now, too.
It is in right now. I should do it.
I wonder what she looks like, too. I wonder if she's still.
She is still funky.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, back then it wasn't so in, and
yeah.
I didn't get to do it.
I know. I wish
I was like 8, so.
Now, but now the summertime, that's the big thing. All the parents are letting their kids play with their hair during the summer and do those wild colors. I didn't do it either. So that's something I wish I would have tried because every time I tried to make my hair pink or something, my hair's so dark, it never worked. And everybody's like, well, you got to bleach it. And I'm all, no, not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much to it.
Yeah. Well,
I think I'm too old for that crap now. So
you were never too old. You know what? We're going to do it. I'm going to find your shade. I bet you would be good in some pink, some purple. We'll do a little.
I have a day job, remember?
I know. Me too. We'll get wigs.
Okay. I can do a wig.
All right. Y'all need to let us know where the greatest wig shop is because we want funky, but we want.
Wigs are very expensive.
They are. Could we rent them? Could we borrow them? And then we'll barter for them. Cinnamon rolls for a wig for the day.
Can we borrow it for a photo session?
Oh, yeah, I would love that.
There you go.
But the funny thing, but I would like it to look good, not like the Halloween, like plastic hair.
Right.
I want some good stuff. So y'all get out there and
like
help
real
us out.
hair.
Like real hair, yes. All right, well, cool. And then, of course, always got to show love to our neighbor.
Yes.
And the best, one of the best supporters of our station is Conroe Coffee next door. Now, not why I'm always giving them a shout out, but because they have a great, not just because they love us, but because they have a great, not only menu of items, but this art experience that they do every other week where they showcase artists and now, of course, we've seen some photographs, but there's art and then they display it. It's every other Friday. Now, of course, the bummer is we start on Saturdays for y'all, so we tell you after the fact, but please check out Conroe Coffee, right? Because you're going to want to know all the great stuff. And I know Jennifer has really been impressed with a lot of them because I was.
Well, they still have the photographs from the photographer.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and these, they really are really gorgeous photographs.
They are. And I love their food and stuff, but I love the art. And that's something, too.
Mm-hmm.
I say it all the time. You've heard me again and again. I'm so impressed with the culture, and just the vibe in Conroe, especially just around all the music talent, all the artistry. And even the theaters, we're lucky. We're sandwiched in between these great organizations. It's so awesome.
Yes.
So it's definitely a blessing. Want all our listeners to get checked into it. So, yes, why don't you fill them in on our social media so I can get us ready for break because we got our top 3, Mama.
Yes. Facebook, Instagram, pretty much everything is pretty much all of our social media platforms are at Grit and Grace Texas, except Twitter.
Yes.
They wouldn't give us the last 2 characters. So we are at Grit and Grace Tex, Tex.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much, honey. She's so funny. I guess it's because we got our social media guru right here that we're like, frozen in time. I know we could be doing it better.
I know.
Course.
It's like all of a sudden, who all do we have? We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have.
She goes blank, even though she knows. Usually, it's rolling off the top, her
Yes,
tongue, and
it
she's
is.
always looking at her phone because she's our social media lady. So I want you to definitely stick around. We've got more as we get our act together. We're gonna go take a break. Y'all stay tuned. We've got more of Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth next.
Is there someone?
Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. Be sure to check us out every Saturday live, 8 to 9 on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Also on irlonestar.com. But more importantly, subscribe. Let us know what you want to hear. Leave us your comments, right?
Yeah.
We want to hear from you, all right? Check us out online, too. Where can they find us online? Damn it, woman, that's what you're supposed to say. The social media. gritandgracetexas@gmail.com. Online, all our social media platforms are at Grit and Grace Texas. Be sure to connect with us, guys.